Folks, my first guest always thoughtful about these inflection points in the market, and we're certainly at one now. So let's bring in Main Street Asset Management Chief Investment Officer Aaron Gibbs. And just, Aaron, I want to get your thoughts on the market overall, right? We're breaking out here. And of course, we know nothing changes thoughts and opinions like major directional changes in the market.
That's right. It really is. The market is the leading indicator of itself.
It's either leading or it's going to change your mind because, especially as an expert, right? I mean, listen, you get paid to manage money, so you have an opinion, but at the same token, your clients are looking at this and saying, hey, what's up? The market's starting to break out.
And I think we have to go back to, despite the past 2 weeks where we've seen technology being the leader and more of the mega caps, I still see a longer term trend of the market having the upside potential from that rotation, from the people that weren't the leaders for the past 2 years. And that's going to continue because overall, we are seeing healthy signs in the economy. We are seeing, okay, inflation report was not exceptional, but still, you know, good strengths when it comes to unemployment so far.
Well, let's talk about the banks then, because the banks reported today. Finally, talk about, you know, again, sideways. August high gave back. September high gave it back. October high gave it back. We've had this series resistance line, and now this is a massive, massive breakout. The street likes what they saw from these banks. What about you?
I do too, and I think this is really what we're seeing about having the yield curve more normalized and also some of these interest rates lowered. Look, we've seen revenues on banks or when it comes to net interest, net income, essentially stable for the past 18 months. They haven't really seen a big amount of growth. It's become from trading.
But isn't that like low-hanging fruit for them with the environment we're in right now?
But at this point, just being able to reestablish those norms where you're having that nice stable income, and then you also have IPOs, underwriting of credit, and so on. And I think also the credit market's potentially expanding. This is exactly what I want to see, is those banks starting to
top out. And JP Morgan
out.
actually had a really good investment banking number, at least compared to consensus.
Yes, which has been one of my favorites for a long time.
Yes, it has been. Had to bring it in there. What about these insurance companies, particularly after these back-to-back reports? This is a chart that you had in your report.
Yeah, so this is something I wanted to point out to people. So this really looks like sentimentality around hurricane season. Insurance companies make a lot of their money very similar to how banks make their money. So, you know, look at banks as the leaders. And so this blue line here, the insurance, they've really been underperforming. They've underperformed by almost 4% compared to banks. In general, they actually tend to outperform. And so this is, as we're seeing these headlines around Helene, around Milton, there's a lot of negative sentiment because there's all these disastrous headlines. This is like a nice short-term trade.
So this is creating an opportunity for you in your mind?
I think this is like, not only are these guys going to be do well when we see them, particularly when they report in between 2 to 4 weeks, like 3 weeks, get in now. Get that pop A from the hurricane news going away and the B from better earnings.
Okay, and I just got really 20 seconds, but I want to bring up an important chart because you say also, you know, listen, we know you like to be ahead of the crowd. And one area is saying, look overseas, particularly to Korea. This is Korea versus our market. Going back to 2021, they have underperformed the S&P by a huge amount. Why is this all of a sudden going to go this way?
Basically because of the valuations. I think we're going to see some slowing in the economy with the U.S., though it looks like we are going to achieve this soft landing. There are a lot of reasons why South Korea's economy and their stock market, which, yes, is heavily weighted by Samsung, will go to the outperformance. And again, I'm looking at diversification.
Where's K-pop in here? I thought, you know, golly, I thought they were running the world. Where's K-pop?
It's really bad.
All right. Have a great weekend, Aaron. Thank you very much.